Hey guys, it's Sam, and welcome back for another Black Desert online video. So the Sage class is officially revealed, and for the disappointment of many, it's not a flying cube, rather it's just a normal human with a face like that guy and a story of a time forgotten. So before we check on his skills, a short backstory or lore for this class first, and I just love how these new classes comes with these, tying them up to the lore of the game. So as with the initial trailer, the Sage came from an ancient kingdom. Born from poverty, the Sage is a genius man that won over scholarships, which paved towards his greatness. As most with genius people, he is kind of eccentric, spending his days studying and rarely seen in public. He got the nickname as the oddball of the Ivory Tower, so this ancient civilization also has these magic towers, like other fantasy games like the Mage Tower in Elder Scrolls 4 or the Giffen Tower in Ragnarok. That's nice to hear. So he majored astrology, and one night found the future where his civilization will shatter, finding a comet in the northern region of the sky that contains dark beings which promise destruction. So basically he is the very first person to ever found out about the coming of the dark spirits in the world of Black Desert. He tried to warn the people, but as eccentric as he is, no one believed about his theories. He was instead put to jail on a device that no one has ever escaped before. But as he is the creator of that jail device itself, so he was able to escape, leaving a letter that he will come back on the prophesied day, when the comet finally arrived. Now it did mention that the kingdom where he is in is blessed by Agris, and Agris is kind of an old god in Belenos, so it might be possible that he came from the kingdom of Belenos before. Or maybe he came from Valencia, as it did mention Ator also. Or even Orzerka, gods can be worshipped on multiple areas after all. Anyways, after he escaped, no one ever seen him again. He went to a hidden corner of the kingdom and created the Ataraxion Dungeon, which is, by the way, an upcoming new dungeon in BDO, and made ancient weapons to fight the darkness. So wherever Ataraxion is located once we get this update, then that very well could be the location of the ancient kingdom where the Sage was located. With the preparation complete, the problem is that the comet itself is yet expected to arrive in 49 years. He will be old by that time, and so he decided to seal himself, stop the time from flowing to his body, in order to awake when the comet arrived and face the darkness during his prime. Well, at least that is the plan. As for some reason he was not able to come back after 49 years, we don't know yet why. I hope the in-game lore will tell us what is the problem, but at long last, with Hadum's realm creeping in, he finally awake from the centuries of slumber. And so here is the Sage class, the 23rd class in the Black Desert Online roster of characters. He wields a knife, which he uses as a necklace and floats when in combat, similar to the awakening weapons of witches and wizards, and a talisman in offhand. Aside from their weapon, there are some other similarities with the Sage and Witchards, like being both caster classes, and while Witchards came from different dimension, Sage on the other hand came from a different time. And well, since he came from the ancient civilization, he got a freaking bonus to enter history and Akman at will. No more portal that is needed to be found. My Valkyrie that has never got out of Hysteria for a year now, farming health and peace, finally she might be able to see the sunlight again once this class is released. So the Sage normal style involves magically distorting time and space, allowing him to warp or phase through objects and reduce his cooldowns. The first skill mentioned is called Rift Chain, allowing the warping and phasing through objects. The second one is Spatial Collapse, collapsing the space in a specified area and dealing magic damage while reducing the DP of those that got hit. Taurus Energy is the third skill mentioned, which is the Sage's main damage dealing skill, hitting enemies around him with 100% critical hit, then can be followed by Automagia, which can knock down enemies. Towards the end of the video, skill like the Spirit of the Warrior can be seen, which is followed up by summoning a huge hand out of nowhere. Now, I am indeed happy to see a new class, especially since it's another rare mild species, but the class releases are too fast nowadays. I personally prefer to be released every other season instead of every season, but to each of his own, I guess. Also, the release of the character is actually next week for NA and EU, and on the 24th of March for global release. Consoles can get it on the end of the month, so basically this is even before the next season comes. I wonder how will the next season turn out with a new class released before it. Anyways, that's it for now guys. Are you excited about the newest class addition? Tell us in the comment section below. Peace!
Yes, some things never change, like how I'm holding on tight to you.